Good day everyone, and welcome to episode 10, season 2 in our series on Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. And we are back in our town watching the busyness be busy today. But we have a couple of things to talk about at the start of this episode because, first of all, I would like everyone to know that I've been fiddling with the microphone, and I have now changed my microphone and audio recording parameters, hopefully for a better result in our recording. That's number one. And number two is that I went away and did a little bit of work on a spreadsheet so that we could prepare for building a proper export business going forward. And I thought I would have a look at the livestock and meat industry to see what we needed to do to get a really vibrant, punchy export business going with that particular industry. And so I've developed an Excel spreadsheet, which I will just call up over here on my second screen so I can talk to you about this, but I will put these details down in the description below for when you would like to have a look at this for yourself. Now, what I did was I took all the numbers that I used from the menu for building the meat industry down here. So, for example, number of workers, number of cattle needed for various things, and away we go. So let's just start off, first of all, by going through what we actually need to build farm-wise to make all this happen. And I started with the output, which of course is what the slaughterhouse will provide. Now, the slaughterhouse at a maximum output on a daily basis will make 125 tonnes of meat. Okay, so we're going to run all the numbers that we talk about now off doing 125 tonne of meat in a day. Interestingly enough, the storage facility, which is the meat storage over here, will only store 75 tonne of meat, whereas the slaughterhouse actually produces 125 tonne of meat. So, given that really, that the meat storage won't hold a day's production, we're going to have to be moving this stuff away pretty quickly because we just won't be able to store it. So that's number one. So from providing the full output of 125 tonne of meat, we realise that we need 250 tonne of livestock, right? So if we go to get a full production run of meat in a day, we need to provide the slaughterhouse with 250 tonnes of livestock. And the livestock that the slaughterhouse gets comes from the livestock hall or the livestock range, which, in Australia, we would call the feedlot perhaps, or the yards where the cattle or livestock are held until they're moved to the slaughterhouse. Interestingly enough, the livestock range doesn't hold a whole day's worth of cattle. It only holds 225 tonne of livestock, whereas the slaughterhouse needs 250 tonnes. So there's a 25 tonne discrepancy between what you can put in the range and what you can put into the slaughterhouse. And then on top of that, then we end up with the livestock farm itself, which can only produce 5 tonne of livestock a day, and to do that it needs 10 tonne of crops. Okay, so far, so good. So this is what this looks like if it goes into an Excel spreadsheet. To make 125 tonne of meat in a day, we need 250 tonnes of cattle. In order to produce 250 tonne of cattle in a day, we need 50 farms, because each farm produces 5 tonnes of livestock. 5 times 50 is 250, so we've got 50 farms needed to produce the amount of livestock that go into the livestock hall to go into the slaughterhouse. Then to feed the amount of grain we need into 50 farms, we need 500 tonnes of crops. The numbers are getting bigger. 500 tonnes of crops, which equates to approximately 5 big fields. Now, we get roughly, from the last week's calculation, we get 120 tonne of crops from one big field, but of course that doesn't quite match the 500. So we either go under the 500 or over, so we're probably better off going over. So we need 5 big fields. Now, it just occurred to me that what I didn't do was have a look at the grain storage. Oh no, we only need 1 grain storage, and we're all right. We can hold more than a day's worth of crops. So we can do that from one farm if one farm can handle 5 big fields. Now, interestingly enough, that's great. So let's say that's a very large environment of manufacturing production we need to set up just there to do all of that. Interestingly enough, though, then we need to have a look at how many workers we need to run those facilities. And we figured out that the farms actually don't need workers, so that's okay. The livestock hall doesn't need workers. The meat storage facility doesn't need workers. The only thing that the game tells us we need workers are the farm and the slaughterhouse. Each farm, 50 workers, and one slaughterhouse, 50 workers. So just in our farms, because we need 50 farms, we're going to need 2,550 staff, workers, just to man our farms. Oh, sorry, we need 2,500. 2,500 workers to man our farms, plus an additional 50 workers for the slaughterhouse. Right. Sure. So there you go. 2,550 workers in total, which in itself is going to be quite the small hamlet, because when you go back and have a look at residential buildings, where are we? We're looking at, let's just say we go for the largest and round it up to 200, which it's not, of course, but we round it up to 200. We're going to need 10 of the largest flats that we can build, and we probably won't just build 10, we'll build the smaller ones. So we're going to require somewhere between 10 and 50 residences, not to mention the associated pubs and whatever else that goes with that. So we're going to need quite the city just to produce 1 day's worth of output in the meat industry business. Now, what does all this provide to us, I hear you say? Well, if we produce 125 tonnes of meat, right? We get to sell each ton, if we sell it to our friends in the Soviet sphere, for 274 rubles a ton, and if we sell it to our Western allies, our Western friends, it's $402 a ton. So we're probably going to want to be splitting that up. I quite like the idea of getting some dollars for that. But just quickly then, at, let's say, 100 tons output, that's going to give us 27,000 rubles, or $40,000 per day. So I think that's where we're up to. And you're welcome to have a look at the numbers below. I'm going to write them out in English so they're easier to follow. But I'll put them in the description below for you. So we need to find a space where we can build a town to house 2,600 people and amenities, one slaughterhouse, maybe 2 or 3 meat storages. We're probably going to need a train to haul all this stuff off to somewhere. And we're going to need 50 farms and 5 big fields. And we're going to have to make all this in a self-contained area within walking distance of everybody. I have no idea how this is going to work out. No idea at all. But we need an area. Okay, there's no doubt we can't actually, it doesn't probably need a train, because 125 tons really is 13 trucks. It doesn't sound like it. When you end up with 125 tons, and it's really only 13 trucks, so it's not a lot. But we need, I would like to be able to put it between the Allies or NATO and our friends in the Soviet bloc, because, and we'll also need power, because we want to split this up between the two to make some really good revenue. So we have new challenges that are lining up before us, even as we speak. There's nothing along here. Oh, there's a little place. What is it? Is that a power station or that's a power station? Okay, so we've got power. I'm very tempted though. I'd like to get our power from the Allies, but they don't have very much in there, and that area is not all that good for us. No, we've got a bit of a problem here. That area looks like it could be more suitable for that looks like it could be more suitable for other industries, especially with all these ridges, because that would look like, or just have a quick look at this from mining perspective. Oil rig, loading, unloading, coal, no. That's oil. Where's coal and gas? Gravel, coal and iron. What have we got down here? Scroll wheel. Oh, gosh. coal? Where's coal? Iron and coal. Yeah, iron and coal. Not a lot though. You would have to say. Not a lot, but some. Anyway, all right. So that's not ideal. Although that area there looks fairly good. Where are we? That area we found over on this side, which had a lot of flat, was over here, was in fact not there, but over here near this body of water. Now that gives us some opportunities. They have power there, and they have a road network and a rail network. So that is actually pretty good. Actually, we could set off, I guess in this instance, we could set off all our meat to the Soviet bloc, and that would certainly fix the money that we're losing over there. Actually, let's pause you for a minute. I think this is the area we're going to go to. So we'll get some power, and then we'll need to start building things somewhere. Now, we are definitely going to need a new village, and we are definitely going to need to put that around the places that need us, which will be the farms, the livestock farms, not the grain farms. So if we build, for example, we could build our grain farms over here and truck the meat in. Okay, if we had the meat processing works over here, livestock farms, we could put the people right next to it. Right, so the first thing we need is, how are we going to run the electricity through here? We need a farm with 5 big fields. That's number one. I have no idea if it's going to fit. All right, let's go back a tick and have a look at this. A livestock farm is actually quite small. A big field is the biggest thing we have to deal with. So we obviously need to get the field set up, possibly even here. And then, yeah, see, you're going to be a pain, aren't you? You are going to be such a pain. Right, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is put in a big farm, because with 5 fields. 1, 2, 3, 4, Okay, please tell me I can hold down the left mouse key. Probably not though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. A large farm. And we need to get down there so we can see what we're doing. And the large farm is going to have the grain storage on what is now our north side, going that way. Need to flatten terrain. Left mouse button. There you go. Right. Now we need to set up some power. And gosh, we're only all resources delivered into this customs house will be sold for rubles. Yes, but I need a deal. Where do you make the electricity deals again? You know what? I can't remember. Infrastructure, high voltage wire, high voltage. Are you building? Please build. All right, now we need to bring you in probably further along to about, now this is all guesswork, really, just a huge amount of guesswork. And then we need to put in a power transformer, I think, which goes like that. Can't build due to infrastructure. You tell them. You go into there. And then, now that's the transformer. So we need to get you down to a node near there. Now, we could put, because the grain needs to be shipped to 50. Gosh, we could run them in an arc in that direction. So we should possibly, now we need to build the medium, the high, an electric substation. And we're possibly going to put this out just so, what's the range? 250. Right, okay. So buggy that you have to actually bring it down because you can't scroll when you're okay. There it is. 245 meters, just to be on the safe. Well, 250. No, it's 250. 249. Okay. And then we need to put in not the medium voltage switch, but these guys. 1.65 megawatt. We're going to go this way. One. To there. And then this way over here. and then this way. Where is it? All the way down here. Very good. To there. And then from there to there. There is every possibility that that could work. Now, next we need to put some roads in. And we're going to start with gravel. Seriously? Okay, and up to there. That's all going to be gravel. And then from there, we're going to use high-speed road. Because we need to. Okay. I like it now. Obviously, you're not going to be helpful. We need to take you between these wires too, actually. How about there? Okay, why are you not doing nice things for me? There you go. No, it's too far away. We need that power generation closer. How about through here? Okay. So far, it's beginning to look like it could actually work. And now, to confound and amaze our friends and family alike, we are going to find the depot. Build road tunnel, no. Bus platform, no. Road car, no. Vehicle depot, there you go. It was hiding all the while. Now, we can put you right at the end where we can't put you right at the end. Oh, actually, we're going to have to put a silo over there, aren't we? Oh, I hope I haven't messed that up. I probably have, you know. Anyway, we'll deal with that issue when we get there. Right now, we can put the depot right next to the impossible to put there because there's infrastructure in the way. We can put it over here. Need to flatten the terrain. Okay. Have I done that right? Maybe I did that right. I don't know. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is build some. Okay, have we got 5 big fields? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we've got everybody. We're going to get some vehicles. Oh, no, we're going to stay with rubles for now. Let's go. Now, let's go a tractor, a harvester, and this guy, which takes 10 ton of crops. Just make sure that there's no one else here that takes 10. Nope, it's this guy. Okay. And you should start off. Wonder which field you're going to. Actually, that's a really good question, isn't it? Big field 5. Oh, well, all right. I don't really think it matters, provided that, actually, maybe we should put the grain silo in now. Yeah, I think we probably should, because we've already messed up. And I think we should put the grain silo in now so that we don't have to change too much later. Now, this, actually, it might just can't build. Can't build. Do you need power? You do. Great, you need power. Can't build due to infrastructure. Your head. Of course you can. Really? What infrastructure? Oh, the... right. The power lines. I was being way too clever. Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't look like it's in the way of infrastructure. So what was the infrastructure? Oh man, that needs a lot of clearance. This may not even work, you know. Sad. We could swing it around like that. In fact, I think that's what we're going to have to do. First of all, we need to demolish you. Then I think we need to demolish the road. Let's do it slightly differently and put the grain silo in first, so that we don't cause ourselves similar dramas to what we just had. I think, did I wipe out those high tension lines? I may have, you know. Okay. Do we in fact have power? No, we don't. I wiped out the high tension lines. Great. Well, we can fix that because we can fix anything. Oh. Really? You had to put one right in the middle. All right, well, let's just double check. No, there won't be any power. Okay, actually, let's take care of that problem first, because I can't check it if I don't have a contract. We want to import. Max amount of energy to purchase is set to 0 watts. Well, 10 megawatts. And does it? If I just do that, does it then work? Building is without power supply. What? Okay. Building is without power supply. I thought I connected you. Building is without power supply. Import purchase mode. Isn't that all I have to do? Purchase price per 1 megawatt, 1.25 rubles. So you going to give me some electricity or not? Oh, right, let's turn you on first and see. Oh, there we go. Better. Better. Better, 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 better. Better. Better butter. The better butter. The bit of better butter. There you go. We have power. Cool. All right, now. Do you connect? No, you don't. Seriously? Do you? Yes. Oh, sorry, you don't need power, do you? Oh, you've got power. View electrical connection. Why won't you show me your electrical connection? That is kind of odd. It's got power, but it won't show me an electrical connection. And you won't either. How interesting is that? Will you? Yes, you will. Oh, okay. That's kind of interesting, but there you go. All right, so first of all, let's get the connection to the grain silo going. And then let's work this road into a position where it might actually work. Oh, that's almost doable, that sort of a set. Yeah, right, see? Too sharp a turn. Too sharp a turn. Cancel road. What if we do this? Yeah, you know what's going to happen though. You can almost see it coming. Oh, okay. It's not the greatest road I've ever seen, but who am I to complain? All right, so that's that. That's going pretty well. So now, somewhere along here, we need 50 farms. Bargain. And they've got to be within walking distance of where we put the houses. So I think what we need to do is come over here, back to our original settlement, which is a really long way away, and come down here and have a look at how far people can walk to get to where they want to go. The biggest distance I'm seeing is 259 meters. No, 289 meters. 289 meters there. Still only 289 meters. I wonder if it is by default 326 meters. 326 meters. Now, 326 meters. $326 And what did we say the distance was for the power? 200. If we kept them roughly the same distance apart, we could put some farms there, and if we had people here, they would be able to get to those farms. What we might be better off doing is putting people on this side and farms on this side, and that way they're guaranteed to get to where they want to work. All right, so from the granary, and we are not going to get that going via direct feed. We're going to have to use trucks to move this around. Okay, let's just check out what's next. And it should be livestock hall or range, which then goes to the slaughterhouse. No, we get the livestock farm. Okay, so what we're going to do is go down closer and have a look at this. So that's the livestock farm, and that's a road. So I reckon we could run you in that way. That's 176 meters, need flat terrain. Yep, there you go. We can get 3 in there, 200 meters, and then he's outside of range. No, he's not. Okay, so we're looking fairly good at getting some guys in here. And we can do this by putting a very nice road down here like so. And like so. Now we can put one more in. Ooh, the excitement, the excitement, the excitement. Okay, one more in like so. My gosh, doesn't like straight lines. Okay. And now we get to build people. Well, build people. You know what I mean. We're not literally going to build people. Now, each one of these takes 50, so we know that we can get 150 within this small area here. So we want 150. Got anything about 50? 174, 41, 162, 32, 51. I think we're going to go back to these. Really? Are we? Wow. Are we really going to do that? Sure, why not? Is that the angle we wanted to go at? That's 142, and it's certainly within range of that guy. Can't build due to, oh, of course. I keep forgetting about that. I think I might have put that on the wrong side there. If that's now, hang on a sec. What did we say? What were the distances again? Let's just read this out. That's 240 meters. So as long as it's there, I think the guys can walk to it. You know what I might do now? Where's that power line? You can barely see it. There it is down there. Why don't we do a little bit of rerouting? Yeah, I think we're going to have to. And I think we're going to have to do something along this line. Oh. Very tricky. Like up there, like that. Right, and then we're going to get rid of all of these. Okay, and then we're going to attempt to join that to that, like that, and then we're going to remove that building like that, and this building should have tons of power, correct, excellent, and then we can fit the housing, which isn't in that menu, it's in this menu. Now what did we say we were going for? 150 to start off with. So 51, and we can run these down like this. Yep. And we might just put another one right there. Put a road in. Oh, really? Hold right mouse button to flatten terrain. Oh, you kidding me? Okay, that is pretty good. And of course everyone's unemployed at this point in time, but nonetheless we've made it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to call it an episode. We're 50 minutes in, but we have set up what is going to be the nucleus of our huge export industry in meat, and then possibly even a little bit of livestock, but let's see how that goes. So we've got the farm interest in, we've got farming for crops, I should qualify, we've got the livestock farms getting in, we've got power to the region, and we've got our first people. Yes, we have workers in our buildings. Excellent. And of course, we have no employment at the moment because we're not making any crops. But somewhere around here, somebody should be sowing. There you go. You're sowing. Excellent. And in fact, that's it. We're off to a good start. So I hope you're enjoying this new challenge in Workers and Resources, Sovietsky Republic. And I look forward to seeing you in the gig channel soon. Until then, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all later. Bye.